Alan Reed stared at the monitors lining the underground facility's main control room. The soft blue glow illuminated his tired face as he sipped cold coffee from a chipped mug. Outside, the Montana wilderness stretched for miles, concealing one of humanity's most important secrets beneath layers of ordinary-looking rock and soil. "Anything unusual tonight?" Susan Kelly asked as she entered the room. Her footsteps echoed against the metal floor as she approached Alan's workstation. "Same as always," Alan replied, gesturing toward the screens displaying various signals from deep space. "They're still watching, still waiting for us to break protocol." The blackout protocol had been in effect for 15 years now. Earth had once broadcast its existence loudly into space. Television signals, radio waves, intentional greeting messages beamed toward potentially habitable star systems. Then everything changed when the first alien probe was captured. The world governments kept the discovery secret. Only a select few knew the truth. Humanity was not alone, and the galaxy contained civilizations far more advanced than Earth's. But those civilizations followed rules, protocols for making contact with emerging species that developed along predictable technological paths. Susan checked the signal dampening equipment that prevented Earth's communications from leaking into space. Monthly diagnostic complete. We're still invisible to them. What the rest of humanity didn't know was that their entire communications infrastructure had been redesigned. Internet, television, radio, everything now operated through contained systems that prevented signals from traveling beyond the atmosphere. To the watching galaxy, Earth had suddenly gone silent. In orbit around Jupiter, hidden from Earth's conventional detection systems, Mira adjusted her observation equipment. As a council field researcher, she had spent 12 years studying the puzzling case of Earth. Her small ship remained cloaked, its technology far beyond what humans could detect. Recording log entry. Day 4280 of Earth observation, she spoke, as the ship's systems translated her clicks and whistles into data. The planet continues its technological advancement while maintaining communication silence. This behavior remains unprecedented in council records. Mira had watched Earth with growing fascination. Other species, upon developing global communications, enthusiastically broadcast their existence into space, eager to join the galactic community. But humans had done the opposite. After a brief period of outgoing signals, they had abruptly gone silent, despite clearly continuing their technological progress. Her 4 eyes blinked in sequence as she reviewed satellite images of Earth's night side. The planet glowed with electricity usage that indicated an advanced civilization, yet not a single deliberate transmission escaped the atmosphere. Meanwhile, in the Grand Council chamber on the other side of the galaxy, Overseer Zalthrak addressed the assembled representatives of 200 civilizations. "The Earth situation requires further investigation," Zalthrak announced, his translucent appendages waving for emphasis. "For 50 of their years we monitored their development, watching as they followed the expected technological trajectory. Then, without explanation, silence." The chamber's massive holographic display showed Earth rotating slowly, beautiful and mysterious in its isolation. "We have maintained the empty seat as required by protocol," Zalthrak continued, gesturing toward the single unoccupied position in the chamber. Every species that reached certain technological thresholds was offered membership in the Galactic Council. Earth's seat had remained vacant for decades. Junior diplomat Krenax listened with keen interest. Fresh from the academy, this was his first council session. "Overseer," he asked, rising from his seat, "has this pattern been observed with any other species?" "Never," Zalthrak replied. "All documented civilizations eagerly establish contact once they discover they are not alone. Earth's behavior suggests either catastrophic regression or deliberate isolation," finished Council Security Chief Vorn, his metallic voice echoing through the chamber, "which raises troubling questions about their intentions." Back on Earth, deep beneath the Montana facility, Alan accessed the most classified section of the complex. The heavy doors slid open after scanning his retina, fingerprints, and voice pattern. Inside the cavernous room sat technology that officially didn't exist. The reverse-engineered alien devices hummed quietly, monitoring quantum fluctuations that revealed Council communications across the galaxy. While the Council believed Earth was deaf and blind to their existence, humanity had been listening and watching for decades. "They're discussing us again," Alan told Susan as she joined him. "Same concerns as always. They can't understand why we've gone silent. And they never will unless we decide to tell them," Susan replied, checking the quantum monitors. "Has Director Foster arrived yet for the briefing?" As if on cue, the facility's communication system chimed. "Director Foster has cleared final security. ETA 3 minutes to secure Room Alpha." Elizabeth Foster had overseen the Sentinel program for the past 8 years. At 52, she carried the weight of Earth's greatest secret with calm determination. The program had started as a response to the discovery of alien observation posts in our solar system. Rather than announcing humanity's awareness, the world's governments had chosen a different path, studying the Watchers while pretending to be unaware. When Elizabeth entered the secure room, her expression was grave. "The Council has escalated their observation efforts. Our quantum detectors registered 3 new ships entering the solar system, currently positioned near Neptune." Alan frowned. "That's unusual. They typically maintain minimal presence." "Something's changed," Elizabeth replied, bringing up holographic displays showing the positions of the Council vessels. "They've never sent this many observers before." The 3 studied the display in silence. After years of careful hiding, of technological development in secret, something had finally disturbed the delicate balance between Earth and its unwitting observers. In her hidden ship near Jupiter, Mira received the transmission from the Council. New orders. After 12 years of passive observation, she was instructed to move closer to Earth, to seek explanations for the continuing silence. As night fell over the Montana wilderness, Alan stepped outside the hidden facility for a rare moment of fresh air. He looked up at the stars, knowing that among them decisions were being made about humanity's future. The truth that kept him awake at night was simple. Earth wasn't silent because humans were primitive. Earth was silent because humans had discovered something about the galaxy that made silence the only safe choice. The Council's assumptions about Earth couldn't have been more wrong. Humanity wasn't missing from the galactic conversation because they couldn't participate. They were missing because they had discovered reasons to hide. And very soon, hiding would no longer be an option. Samantha Powell noticed the anomaly during her regular sweep of Earth's upper atmosphere monitoring systems. A brief energy spike, barely lasting 3 seconds, but unlike anything normally detected by Sentinel's equipment. She hesitated before reporting it, studying the data more closely. After 15 years of blackout protocol, unusual readings like this were taken very seriously. "Control, this is Monitoring Station Echo. I'm picking up something strange in Sector 7, she finally reported, sending the data package to the main facility. In the Montana complex, Alan Reed received the alert while meeting with Director Foster. They both stared at the readout as it appeared on the large wall screen. "That's not one of ours," Alan said, fingers dancing across his tablet to enhance the signal pattern. "Energy signature matches Council technology, but it's not from any of their observation vessels we've been tracking." Elizabeth Foster's expression darkened. "New player or change in protocol?" "Neither is good news," Alan replied. "They've maintained consistent observation patterns for over a decade. Any change now means something's happening on their end." On her cloaked ship, Mira detected the new arrival before her instruments picked up the energy discharge. Another, Council vessel, but one she didn't recognize, had entered Earth orbit without authorization. She immediately sent an encrypted message back to the Council. "Unauthorized vessel detected near Earth. Request identification and mission parameters." The reply came quickly. "No unauthorized vessels dispatched. Investigate and report." Mira's 4 eyes blinked in rapid succession, a sign of concern in her species. Either the Council was being deceptive, or something more troubling was happening. She adjusted her ship's course to intercept the mysterious vessel. In the Grand Council, Chamber Overseer Zalthrak faced an increasingly divided audience. The strange case of Earth had sparked heated debate among the representatives. The protocols for non-interference exist for a reason, argued Ambassador Trell, his crystalline form shimmering with agitation. Earth must be allowed to develop, naturally, until they choose to join the galactic community. But what if they never choose to join? Countered Security Chief Vorn. What if their silence indicates knowledge of us that they shouldn't possess at their development stage? We must consider the security implications. Kreenax, the junior diplomat, had spent days researching Earth in the Council archives. What he found disturbed him deeply. There's something unusual in Earth's historical records, he interjected, causing the chamber to fall silent. As the newest member of the diplomatic corps, his interruption was unexpected. Explain, junior diplomat, Zalthrak said, giving him permission to continue. Earth's technological development rate exceeds all other documented species by a factor of 3. They progressed from primitive flight to space exploration in less than a century. Their computational technology has advanced at an exponential rate. And then, precisely when we would expect them to detect our observation posts, they go silent. The chamber erupted in murmurs of concern. Back on Earth, Alan and a team of technicians prepared to intercept whatever had caused the energy spike. Dressed in specialized suits designed to shield their biosignatures, they boarded a small craft, hidden within a mountain hangar. Remember, we observe only, Alan instructed the team. If it's Council technology, we cannot engage directly. Detection avoidance is priority 1. The craft rose silently into the night sky, its advanced propulsion system leaving no heat signature for conventional radar to detect. The technology, reverse-engineered from captured alien tech, was just one of many advancements humanity had developed in secret. As they approached the coordinates where Samantha had detected the energy spike, the team's sensors picked up unusual readings. It's definitely Council tech, but not their standard observer class, reported Ben Martinez, the team's technology specialist. And it's damaged. Looks like their cloaking system is failing. Alan frowned. That makes no sense. Council, ships don't just break down. On her approach to the mysterious vessel, Mira made a shocking discovery. The ship wasn't Council design at all. It merely used similar technology. As she watched, its cloaking system failed completely, revealing a sleek craft of unfamiliar design. Control visual identification confirmed. Unknown vessel of non-Council origin. Request instructions. The Council's response was immediate. Maintain distance, do not engage, reinforcements dispatched. In the Montana facility, Director Foster received an urgent communication from one of their deep space monitoring stations. Multiple vessels have left Jupiter orbit and are heading toward Earth. Estimated arrival time 2 hours. She immediately ordered facility-wide alert status. This is not a drill. All personnel to emergency stations. Activate the planetary defense grid. Across the globe, hidden installations powered up systems that had been built in secret over the past 15 years. Utilizing reverse-engineered alien technology combined with human innovation, the defense grid had been humanity's insurance policy, one they had hoped never to use. In his craft, Alan received the alert. We need to return to base immediately, he told his team. Then he noticed something on the sensor readings. Wait, the unidentified ship is transmitting something. The message was unlike standard Council communications. It contained no language. They recognized, but the pattern was clearly artificial intelligence. Are they trying to communicate? Asked Ben. Or hack our systems, Alan replied grimly. Let's not find out up close. As they turned to head back to base, the damaged alien ship suddenly powered up, its systems coming back online. Before Alan's team could react, it fired a burst of energy, not at them but at something else in orbit. Mira barely had time to raise her shields before the attack hit her ship. The cloaking system failed immediately, exposing her presence. Control, I'm under attack from the unknown vessel, she transmitted as her ship's system struggled to recover. In that moment, 3 things became clear to everyone involved. The unknown ship was neither human nor Council. It had detected Mira despite her cloaking technology. and the carefully maintained balance of Earth's secret isolation was about to end. On the Council station, Overseer Zalthrak received the emergency transmission from Mira. The implications were severe. If a non-Council species had technology advanced enough to detect their cloaked ships and was now in Earth orbit, the entire non-interference protocol was compromised. "Dispatch the defense fleet," he ordered. "Earth must be protected." "From what?" asked Ambassador Trell. "Perhaps not from, but for," replied Zalthrak cryptically. As night fell across North America, citizens noticed unusual lights in the sky, too fast for aircraft, too bright for shooting stars. Millions of social media posts documented the phenomenon before government agencies could contain the information. The truth that Earth had hidden from its own people for 15 years was about to be revealed. Humanity wasn't alone in the universe, and their deliberate silence had just been broken by something neither they nor the Council had anticipated. Elizabeth Foster stood in the heart of the Sentinel Command Center, surrounded by screens showing the rapidly developing crisis in Earth's orbit. The mysterious ship had disabled Mira's vessel and was now broadcasting an unknown signal toward the planet. "Can we block it?" she asked the team of specialists working frantically at their stations. "Negative," replied Karen Young, head of Communications Defense. "The signal is using quantum channels we've never seen before. It's bypassing all our jammers." For 15 years, the secret of alien existence had been kept from the general public. The world's governments had agreed that humanity wasn't ready for the truth. Now that decision might be taken out of their hands. "Director, we're receiving an emergency call from the President," an aide announced. President Richard West appeared on the main screen, his face grim. "Tell me we have this contained, Elizabeth." "I can't do that, sir," she replied honestly. "The situation is beyond our control protocols. The unknown ship has technology we don't understand, and Council vessels are converging on Earth. I recommend initiating Operation Daybreak." The President closed his eyes briefly. Operation Daybreak was the contingency plan for revealing the truth to humanity. It had been prepared years ago, but never expected to be needed so soon. "Do we know what they want?" he asked. "No, sir. But it's clear the Council is equally surprised by this development. In her damaged ship, Mira worked desperately to restore systems. The attack had disabled her propulsion and communications, but internal sensors remained functional. They showed something alarming. The unknown vessel was scanning Earth with technology far more advanced than Council standard. Using emergency power, she managed to send a brief burst transmission to her superiors. "Unknown vessel scanning Earth. Technology exceeds Council level. Immediate intervention required." In the Council chamber, chaos erupted as the news spread. Security Chief Vorn addressed the representatives. "This confirms our worst fears. Another spacefaring civilization has found Earth before they were ready for contact." Overseer Zalthrak raised his appendages for silence. "We must act quickly to protect Earth as required by our oldest laws." "Protect them? Or protect ourselves?" Krenax muttered, earning sharp looks from senior diplomats. His research had led him to restricted archives containing information few in the Council knew. Earth was not just another developing world. According to ancient records, human DNA contained markers matching those of the precursors, the mysterious beings who had founded the Council millions of years ago before vanishing from the galaxy. Alan Reed's team had returned to the Montana facility and was analyzing data from their brief observation of the unknown ship. "The technology is like nothing we've seen," Ben reported. "It's not Council design, but it seems to understand Council systems enough to disable them." "Could it be from beyond the Council territory?" Alan suggested. "We've suspected there are other advanced civilizations the Council doesn't interact with." Elizabeth entered the room, her expression serious. "The President has authorized Operation Daybreak. In 6 hours the world will know about aliens, the Council, and our secret preparations." Alan felt a weight lift from his shoulders. After 15 years of secrecy, the burden of hiding the truth would finally end. "What about the immediate threat?" he asked. We're activating the defense grid, but using it reveals our true technological level to the Council. Once we do this, there's no going back. On the Council flagship approaching Earth, Overseer Zalthrak met with his senior staff. Our observer reports the unknown vessel is from the Viridian Collective. The name sent a wave of unease through the group. The Viridians were an ancient civilization from a distant galaxy arm who had rejected Council membership centuries ago. Their technology had evolved along different paths, often surpassing Council capabilities. "Why would they be interested in Earth?" asked First Officer Lan. "The same reason we are," Zalthrak replied cryptically. "Earth is special." Krenax, included in the meeting due to his research findings, spoke up. "You mean because of the precursor markers in human DNA?" The room fell silent. "How did you access those records?" Zalthrak demanded. "They weren't as restricted as you thought," Krenax replied. "Is it true? Are humans descendants of the precursors?" "Not descendants," Zalthrak said after a long pause. "Creations. The precursors designed humanity as an experiment, then vanished before seeing the results." In the Montana facility, Samantha Powell detected a new transmission from the unknown ship, this one directed specifically at their hidden base. "Director, they know we're here," she reported to Elizabeth. "They're sending a message on our secure channels." "That's impossible," Elizabeth said. "Those frequencies are based on technology even the Council doesn't know we have." The message appeared on their screens, displayed in perfect English. "Humanity, we are the Viridian Collective. We know you've been hiding. We know why. The Council has lied to you as they have lied to all emerging species. It is time for truth." As the message played, similar communications appeared on government systems worldwide. The Viridians weren't just contacting Sentinel. They were reaching out to all of Earth's leaders simultaneously. In orbit, Council ships finally reached Earth and surrounded the Viridian vessel. Mira watched from her damaged ship as energy weapons were armed. "This is Council Overseer Zalthrak," came the transmission to the Viridian ship. "You are in violation of multiple Council directives. Withdraw from this system immediately." The Viridian response was broadcast on all frequencies. "We reject your authority, Zalthrak. The experiment ends today. Humanity deserves to know their true heritage and purpose." On Earth, Alan watched the confrontation through Sentinel's space monitoring systems. "They're going to fire on each other," he warned. Elizabeth made a decision that would change humanity's course forever. "Activate the defense grid. Full power. Create a barrier between those ships." Across the planet, hidden installations powered up, generating an energy field that rapidly expanded into orbit. Both the Council and Viridian ships found themselves unable to use their weapons as the field disrupted their targeting systems. In that moment, Earth revealed its true technological level to the watching galaxy. They were not primitive, not silent out of ignorance. They had been preparing. "What have they done?" Zalthrak whispered as his ship's systems reported the nature of the energy field. "This is precursor technology, but that's impossible." The Viridian ship transmitted once more, this time to both Earth and the Council fleet. "Now you begin to understand. Humanity didn't evolve naturally. They were designed to inherit what the precursors left behind. The Council has kept this truth hidden for millennia." In the Montana facility, the truth that Sentinel had discovered years ago was finally confirmed. Earth's silence hadn't been about fear or isolation. It had been about preparation for this moment, when humanity would have to claim its place in a galaxy far more complex and dangerous than anyone had been told. People around the world stared at their screens in shock. Every television channel, every smartphone, every computer displayed the same message. "You are not alone in the universe. Your governments have known this for 15 years. In the Oval Office, President Richard West prepared to address the world. The carefully crafted speech for Operation Daybreak had been revised dozens of times over the years, but now seemed inadequate for the reality unfolding above the planet. "We always knew this day would come," he told his advisors. "I just didn't think it would be today." In orbit, Earth's energy field held both the Council and Viridian ships at bay. The technology, based on principles reverse-engineered from captured alien devices but developed in uniquely human ways, surprised both alien factions. On the Council flagship, Overseer Zalthrak watched the energy readings with growing concern. This shouldn't be possible. Humans shouldn't have this level of technology for at least another century. Unless they had help, suggested Kreenax. Or unless the precursor influence in their DNA gives them intuitive understanding of technologies we still struggle to master. We need to speak with their leaders directly, Zalthrak decided. This situation has moved beyond standard protocols. In the Montana facility, Alan Reed was selected to join a small team that would represent humanity in the first official meeting with alien civilizations. His years studying Council technology and communications made him the obvious choice. I never thought I'd be putting my name in the history books this way, he told Samantha as they prepared a secure communications link. Better you than me, she replied with a nervous smile. Just remember everything we've learned about them over the years. They're used to being the advanced ones, the teachers. They won't expect us to meet them as equals. The Viridian ship had maintained position, making no aggressive moves since Earth's defense grid activated. Their next transmission came directly to the Sentinel facility. Your defense technology confirms what we have suspected. You are ready for the truth that the Council has hidden from all developing worlds. Director Foster assembled her team to craft a response. We need to be careful here, she cautioned. Both sides clearly have their own agendas regarding Earth. We trust neither until we understand their true motives. The response they sent was deliberately measured. Earth will speak with both the Council and the Viridian Collective. We choose neutral ground, our lunar base, 2 representatives from each party, no weapons. The existence of a lunar base came as a shock to both alien factions. Humans had officially abandoned their moon decades ago according to all observable evidence. The revelation that they had instead built a secret facility there was yet another sign of humanity's deceptive capabilities. Alan and Elizabeth were chosen to represent Earth. They boarded a shuttle that rose silently from the Montana complex, its propulsion system leaving no heat signature or visible contrail. To the public watching news of alien contact unfold, this small craft would be invisible, just one more secret in a day filled with revelations. As they approached the hidden lunar facility on the far side of the moon, Alan studied the data on both alien delegations. The Council is sending Overseer Zalthrak himself along with junior diplomat Kreenax, he noted. Interesting choice. Kreenax is very new to their diplomatic corps. The Viridians are sending someone called Primary Sen and Observer Leth, Elizabeth added. We have almost no information on Viridian social structures or hierarchies. We'll be negotiating blind, Alan concluded, but then we've had practice with that. The lunar facility had been humanity's ace in the hole for a decade, a fully self-sufficient base built using a combination of human ingenuity and reverse-engineered alien technology. Its existence had been hidden from both Earth's general population and the watching Council observers through clever misdirection and advanced cloaking systems. When the Council shuttle arrived, Overseer Zalthrak emerged with an air of authority. His translucent body pulsed with bioluminescent patterns that expressed emotions Alan had learned to read over years of studying Council communications. Right now, those patterns showed a mixture of concern and surprise. You have hidden much from us, were Zalthrak's first words upon meeting the human representatives. As you have hidden much from us, Elizabeth replied calmly. We've known about the Council for longer than you realize. The Viridian shuttle arrived, moments later. Primary Sen was tall and angular, with skin that seemed to shift colors subtly as they moved. Observer Leth was smaller, with multiple eyes that constantly scanned the surroundings. The children of the precursors have grown up, in secret, Sen said, their voice melodic despite the artificial translation. This pleases us. In the lunar base's conference room, the 3 delegations sat in a triangle. No side wanted to create the impression of allying with another. Let us speak plainly, Elizabeth began. Both of your civilizations have shown interest in Earth for reasons beyond standard protocols for emerging worlds. We want to know why. Zalthrak's luminescent patterns flickered rapidly before he spoke. Earth is unique among all worlds we have encountered. Your people carry genetic markers identical to those of the precursors, the beings who founded the Council millions of years ago before vanishing. The Council has monitored your development closely, added Kreenax. The protocols for non-interference were created specifically to allow humans to develop naturally, without outside influence. Half-truths, interjected Primary Sen. The Council fears what humans might become. The precursors left technologies and knowledge across the galaxy before they vanished. Technologies that respond only to their genetic signature, or to yours. Alan leaned forward. And the Viridians? What is your interest in humanity? Unlike the Council, we believe the precursors intended humans to find their legacy, Leth explained. We do not fear your potential. We wish to see it fulfilled. Elizabeth's expression remained neutral, but Alan could see her skepticism. Both of you claim to know the intentions of beings who vanished millions of years ago. Yet neither has shared the full truth with us. Salthrak's patterns darkened. The full truth is complex and potentially dangerous. Humanity has already shown a tendency toward deception and militarization. You hid your true development from us. You built weapons based on technology you should not possess. We built defenses, Alan corrected. After learning we were being watched without our knowledge or consent. The question remains, Elizabeth said, bringing the discussion back to its central point. What happens now? Earth's silence has ended. We stand revealed to the galaxy and to ourselves. The implications hung in the air between the three delegations. Humanity's careful isolation was over. The carefully maintained secret of alien existence had been exposed to Earth's population. And somewhere in the galaxy, technologies left by the mysterious precursors awaited those who carried their genetic legacy. The truth of the missing council seat was becoming clear. It wasn't just a place reserved for Earth as another member species. It represented something far more significant, something that might reshape the power structure of the entire galaxy. The lunar conference room fell silent as Alan Reed made a surprising request. Before we continue these discussions, I want to see the council chamber. The real one, not the public assembly hall where regular meetings are held, but the ancient chamber mentioned in your restricted archives. Salthrak's luminescent patterns flashed with alarm. How could you possibly know about that? We've been listening to your quantum communications for years, Elizabeth explained. Your security isn't as perfect as you believe. Primary Sen of the Viridians made a sound that their translator rendered as laughter. The humans have surprised you again, Overseer. Perhaps now you understand why we left the Council centuries ago. After tense negotiations, all parties agreed to travel to the Council's central station. For Alan and Elizabeth, it would be humanity's first official journey beyond their solar system. As representatives of Earth, they would see what no human was meant to discover for at least another century according to Council protocols. The journey took 3 days aboard the Council vessel. Alan spent hours studying the ship's systems, mentally comparing them to Earth's reverse-engineered technology. In many areas, humanity had developed along different lines, creating solutions the Council had never considered. Your people adapt remarkably quickly, Kreenax observed as he showed Alan the ship's navigation center. Most species follow predictable, technological paths, building upon established principles provided by the Council during first contact. But we never had that guidance, Alan replied. We had to find our own way. Perhaps that was fortunate, Kreenax said quietly. Freedom to develop without influence. When they arrived at the massive Council station, Elizabeth was struck by its beauty. Unlike the utilitarian designs humans had created, the station was a work of art, graceful curves and transparent sections revealing the stars beyond. It's over 10,000 years old, Salthrak explained. One of the last structures built by the precursors before they vanished. The Viridian delegates remained notably silent as they moved through the station, their multiple eyes taking in every detail. Deep within the station's core, past security measures and ancient doors, lay the chamber Alan had requested to see. Unlike the Grand Public Council chamber with its hundreds of seats arranged in tiered rows, this room was small and circular. 12 seats formed a perfect ring around a central platform. The original council consisted of 12 species chosen by the precursors, Zalthrak explained. This chamber has not been used in official capacity for millennia, though we maintain it as required by our oldest laws. Alan approached the central platform. Unlike the seats surrounding it, this 13th position had no chair. It was simply a raised circle in the center of the room. "And this?" he asked, though he already suspected the answer. "The precursor position," Zalthrak admitted. "From here they guided the early council before entrusting us with maintaining galactic stability in their absence." Elizabeth studied the ancient markings on the floor. "These aren't just decorative, are they? They're technological." "Correct," said Observer Leth of the Viridians. "This entire chamber is a machine, the most advanced technology the precursors ever created." Alan stepped onto the central platform, ignoring Zalthrak's sound of protest. The moment his feet touched the circle, the room came alive. Lights embedded in the floor began to glow, and the markings shifted and changed. "What's happening?" Elizabeth asked, moving closer. "The chamber recognizes his genetic signature," Primary Sen explained. "It is responding to the precursor markers in his DNA." Holographic displays appeared around the platform, showing star maps and data streams that even the council translators couldn't fully interpret. Ancient systems, dormant for millions of years, awakened at Alan's presence. "This is why the Viridians sought contact with Earth," Leth said, "and why the council feared it. Only humans can fully activate precursor technology." Zalthrak's patterns displayed complex emotions as he addressed the humans. "Now you understand why we established the protocols for Earth, why we monitored your development so carefully. The power contained in these systems could destabilize the entire galaxy if misused." Alan stood transfixed as information flowed around him, somehow understandable despite its alien nature. "The precursors didn't just vanish," he said slowly. "They evolved beyond physical form, but before they did, they created humanity as stewards. They seeded your world with their genetic template, modified to thrive in Earth's environment," Sen confirmed. "Then they waited, watching from another plane of existence, for you to mature enough to claim your inheritance." Elizabeth joined Alan on the platform. The systems responded to her presence as well, new displays forming around her. "This is what Earth's missing seat truly represents," she realized. "Not just membership in the council, but leadership of it. The precursors intended humans to guide the galaxy once we were ready." Kreenak stepped forward. "But are you ready? You've shown remarkable technological advancement, but also secrecy and mistrust. You built weapons and defenses in hiding rather than reaching out in friendship. Because we sensed we were being watched," Alan countered. "Because we found evidence of council manipulation of other developing worlds. You guide species along technological paths that keep them dependent on council assistance." "We maintain stability," Zalthrak insisted. "We prevent the chaos that would result from uncontrolled technological advancement." "You prevent growth," Elizabeth said firmly. "You've kept the galaxy in stasis for millions of years, waiting for directors who never returned." Around them, the chamber continued to respond to their human DNA, revealing more of its secrets. Ancient records showed thousands of worlds whose development had been carefully managed by council protocols. Their natural innovative tendencies subtly redirected to maintain the status quo. "This was never what the precursors intended," Alan said, understanding flowing through him from the activated systems. "They wanted diversity of thought, of technology, of culture. They wanted species to find their own paths, not follow a predetermined course." The implications were enormous. Humanity had developed in isolation, finding unique solutions, creating technologies that approached problems from completely different directions than council standard. If other species were given the same freedom, what might they achieve? Earth's silence wasn't a sign of primitiveness or fear, Elizabeth told the assembled representatives. It was the silence of preparation, of growth without constraints. As they stood in the ancient chamber, the representatives of 3 different approaches to galactic civilization, the controlling council, the separatist Viridians, and the newly emerged humans faced a turning point in history. The missing seat will remain empty no longer, Alan declared. But neither will humans simply replace the precursors as directors of the galaxy. That age has passed. It's time for something new, a true community of equals, each finding their own path forward. Around the galaxy, on countless worlds influenced by council protocols, something unprecedented began to happen. Dormant precursor technology, hidden in ancient ruins and buried structures, came to life. The signal from the awakened chamber spread, faster than light, carrying a message not of control but of freedom. Earth's long silence had ended. What followed would transform the galaxy forever.